replacing the passenger side engine mount on this 2009 Nissan Altima. This is the same procedure for the 2007 through 2012. So if you want to save yourself some money, these are fairly easy to replace. If you want to replace two at one time, replacing this one, this torque rod, motor mount, engine mount, should be replaced. If you want to replace two at the same time, this one and this passenger can be done at the same time because you're going to be doing a lot of the same work. So might as well just replace this one and that one at the same time. But today I'm going to show you how to just replace this one, and in the process you'll see how we take this one off. So let's get started, and I'll get the tools and we'll be right back. Okay, the tools you're going to need for this job are a 13mm ratchet and socket, an 18mm ratchet and socket. You're going to need an 18mm wrench. You're going to need a 10mm wrench, and you're going to need a 3/16 to take off this beauty cover. And you're going to need some kind of either a pry bar or any type of pry bar. So gather these tools, and you're going to need your jack and a board, and you're going to need that for this motor mount. If you're just changing this one, you don't need the jack and the board, but for this one you're going to need a jack and a board to support the engine when you take it out. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is take off this beauty cover, and that's with this 3/16 Allen wrench. Just take these 3 screws out and it just lifts right off. We'll get this out of the way. Next, you need to take your 13mm socket and loosen these bolts here and here. And then once you get those loosened up, you can take your pry bar. Well, you can just put it under here, but you don't need to do anything with it just yet. You're going to need to loosen up this 18mm bolt. So this is an 18mm. We're going to loosen this up. You may need a breaker bar to loosen this up. I already loosened it a little bit. Once you get it going, you can take your wrench start taking this out. You're not going to have enough clearance with your socket, so that's why I'm using the wrench. Okay, there we go, it's all loosened up, but as you see, there's no clearance to get that bolt out. That's why you need your pry bar. So we need to pry up on this in order to get the clearance to take that out. So once you do that, you just make sure you keep track of where your bolts go. So we know this one goes on the top, so I'm going to put it over here. Now we got to get to this bolt, but to get to that bolt we got to take off this power steering reservoir. And to do that, the easy way to do it is behind here there's a clip just behind the reservoir. See if you can see it. Right here is the clip. If you pry this out like that, you can slide this power steering reservoir off. Just like that. When you do that, it's going to give you enough clearance to get to that bolt. Now if you need more clearance, you can always take this off, but at least taking this off, you can get this bracket off easy. Now we're going to do it without taking this bracket off, and I'll show you that it can be done. So let's start taking off this bolt here. It's an 18 millimeter. Okay, we got it loosened up, and this bolt will come right out. There's a washer on it too, so make sure you don't drop that. And this bolt will come straight out through here. Eventually, there we go. And that's this one, so we're going to put this one over here. Now all you have to do is take this out. Sometimes you gotta wiggle a little bit, but if you push this over to the side and then lift up here, it'll come right out just like that. So we set that off to the side because we're going to be working on this engine mount. So the next thing we want to do is we want to put a block of wood and a jack under the car to support the engine. So we'll be doing that next, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're under the car now. We've got the jack, we've got a 2x4. We're using this to support the engine. And we've got the board actually against the part of the frame, and the oil pan going across to spread the load evenly. That way you don't damage anything. And again, we're not jacking the car to get the wheels off the ground. We're just jacking it up enough to support the engine so that when we take off that motor mount, the engine doesn't drop down. So this is what we're using to support it. If you have a cherry picker or an engine lift, you can do that the same way from the top side of the engine, but since most people don't have that, this method is just as effective. So we're going back up to the top to take off the motor mount. Okay guys, so now it's time to take this bracket off. You want to loosen this motor mount first. You're probably going to need some kind of breaker bar because it's going to be on there pretty tight. So loosen this one first and then start taking out these. You're going to see the engine, you might see the engine drop just a little bit when you start taking these out. Just make sure that you keep these bolts separate because they are different lengths. So you take, again, and these are 16 millimeter, so you want a 16 millimeter socket for these. This one is 18 millimeters, so 16 millimeters for these. When you take these out, you'll see that they're different sizes. So this is the top, the left side. This is the right side, and I try to keep them in the proper order so that we don't mix them up. This is the top, and this is the last one. So I'm going to finish taking these bolts off, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we've removed all the bolts, and you'll see the engine did drop a bit. We're going to raise that back up when we're putting it back in. And this bracket just comes right off, and you have this bracket. And the new part doesn't include this bracket, so you're going to reuse this, obviously. Now, you'll notice on the part that there's arrows here and that point. Now this one, if you notice, has an arrow too, same place, pointing that direction. So make sure if you get your part, you turn this rubber so that it's facing the right direction. So it should look like that when you put it back in, and the arrow is going to be pointing toward the front. So just make sure that you check your parts, make sure that everything is right and aligned before you take everything out. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'm going to take these bolts out here. There's 3 of them, one here, and they're 16 millimeter. One here, and another one right here. So we're going to take these 3 out, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we've loosened up these bolts. Again, they're different sizes, so you want to keep them separate. So this will be the left side. This will be the left side. This will be the right side. And on the left side, this will be the right side. So keep them like that, so we know how they go. And now you're going to have to get this out. It's going to take a little bit of wiggling and jiggling, a little bit of moving and so forth, but eventually you'll be able to get it out. Don't take this off, because if you do, you will not be happy. So leave this intact. You're going to have to move some stuff around here to try to get it to wiggle it out. So we're going to do that right now, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, so it's going to take a little wiggling and turning, but you're going to have to take your coolant reservoir off. And it's just held in by one 10 millimeter screw. So screw back, and then you just slide it up, and you can just set it out of the way. Then you can slide this over to the right, and you're going to need to turn it over on its side. And then you'll be able to get it out the rest of the way like that. So when you put it back in, it's going to have to go back in the same way, down, sideways, and then rotate it the rest of the way underneath these pipes. So there you have it. This is the old one, and actually it's dry rotted, but it's not broken, it's not cracked. It looks like, well, there is a crack actually right there. You can see the crack right there. So this one is bad. So this one definitely needed to be replaced. So now I'm going to get the new one in. It's going to same twisting as before to get it back into place. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we got the new one back in. Again, you're going to have to put it in sideways. So it's going to go in kind of like this. And when you put it in, make sure that this goes underneath this hose. You don't have to detach any of these, but it just goes in just like this. And then you're going to move this out of the way, get it underneath that hose, and then when it's over here, you're going to turn it like this. This hose will give you enough clearance to turn it, and then it'll just slide right into place right down there, just like that. So after you do that, you take your bolts, put them back in. I started here, and then you don't tighten them all the way. You just put them in, hand tighten a little bit, wiggle it around to get that one started, and then you'll be able to wiggle this one around enough to get this one started. And then you just tighten them up After we get these tightened, we're going to put on this bracket again. And the bracket's going to go right here, just like that, and go into those holes we have there. So we'll be right back after I tighten these bolts down. Okay guys, so what we did was we jacked up the car a little bit. Not too much, just enough so that these longer bolts could reach and get started. So once we got that started, we were able to tighten these bolts up, and then it started lifting the engine up, and then we were able to jack it a little bit more to get a little bit more lift. And then once we had these tightened up a little bit, we were able to get these smaller bolts in. And then once we got those started, we just tighten them all up. They're going to be, you know, a little tougher to tighten because, you know, there's some tension there with the engine anyway. And then we got this bolt, this 18mm bolt on, and that completes the passenger engine mount. Okay, so now we're going to put the new torque rod motor mount back in, and you got to make sure that you put it in the right way. The first time I did it, I put it in the wrong way, and you don't want to do that. I mean, it'll be fine, but taking it out will be, putting it in and taking it out, if you do it the wrong way, it's going to be much harder. So the right way is with this flat piece on top, with the corner to the top, and it'll look like that when it's inside, when it's down there, right? So you want to slide it in like this. Just goes right in here, and it's got a little bit of a curve to it to make it a little bit easier to do. Gotta get this here. There we go. We got her in there. So now that we've got that back in there, we've got to put the bolts in. So remember, this side had the bolt with the washer. So we just slide this in here like that. Make sure that we line it up good. That, and we want to get its hand started because we don't want to strip out this thread. So let's hand start this bolt on here. Okay. Get our wrench. We're going to tighten it a little bit, but not all the way. We just want to get it started. So we still have some play in it. That way we can use that to get the top one in. Now the top one, again, you're going to need your pry bar to get it back in there. Just line up the hole. You can use a screwdriver to push it over if you need to. And then line up the hole and it'll go right in. You can drop that part down. And you got to get this one started. Sometimes you might have to move the part over a little bit to get the hole lined up. Okay, now to get this one on there. Okay, so all you have left to do is to slide this reservoir back on here. It'll snap into place like that. Then just tighten down these two 13mm bolts. Okay, and the last thing that we have to do, put the dust cover back on. Just goes right on here, and then we just tighten that up with our 3/16 Allen wrench. Set. The job takes the majority of amount of time for this job is just wiggling things and getting things in the right place, but it's not something that you can't do yourself if you have the tools. It'll save you a few $100. So make sure you watch the other parts or the other videos. In the first video, part 1, we showed you how to replace this one, and and then we showed you in this video, we're showing this one. This was $50 at Amazon. It's an Eagle BHP product. And then in the third video, we showed you how to do the transmission motor mount, which is right underneath the air cleaner. Of course, that one was $23 to replace. And in part 4, we showed you the one that's actually underneath the car, which behind this passenger wheel, and that was the rear motor mount. So those are all easy to replace. You can certainly do it yourself. So I hope this video helps some people out. If you like the video, hit subscribe and the like button, and we'll see you next time.